Next news. Breaking news from the White House.
CNN grabbed a water sample from the Lincoln reflecting pool and hauled it to a pool store like they had cracked Watergate. That actually happened. While Trump's crews stood in the water vacuuming dead algae, the Interior Department says the advanced nano bubbler already killed. Yes, CNN turned the routine cleanup into a gotcha opera because July 4th is coming and the regime press can't stomach a patriotic win in front of Lincoln. And then it got even dumber. A literal post-algae protest of 3 popped up at the pool. 3. If you want the cleanest snapshot of modern media rot and left-wing American hatred, you're looking straight at green water and a panicked camera crew. So the story matters because the target is not a pool. The target's your morale. The Lincoln reflecting pool sits in the heart of the Capitol, in front of Abraham Lincoln, with the Washington Monument lined up behind it and the country still heading toward July 4th and America 250. Trump's people are restoring a national symbol. American workers are pushing around the clock. The Department of Interior flat out said the advanced nano bubbler technology killed the algae, and crews are now vacuuming up the dead algae from the bottom. Simple, clear, fixed. And CNN still rushed to independently take a water sample and get a pool store test because Dana Bash's class of regime scavengers would rather sell national embarrassment than let Donald Trump get credit for making Washington shine again. Same pattern we hammered in our June 9th Lincoln Memorial coverage. Same pattern we hit in our Minnesota fraud and Gavin Newsom panic this week. When blue state corruption explodes, the press looks away. When patriots clean sludge out of a public landmark, CNN grabs a beaker and starts performing forensic cosplay. And while we're talking about cleaning out what doesn't belong, I'm going to show you something that grabbed my attention in my own life. You've probably seen the clip, Joe Rogan sitting with Mel Gibson talking about people close to him who went through serious health struggles and then saw dramatic turnarounds. Rogan brings up light-based therapies and how they impact the body at a cellular level. Gibson says that straight the stuff works, and that got my attention because in my own life I watched something very similar unfold. For a long time, my wife was dealing with constant discomfort and anxiety, one of those draining battles that wears on a family. And then I started digging into red light therapy through Jonathan Otto. And if you want to learn more, simply head to myredlight.com. Use NNN25 for individual items or NNN30 for bundles. Clean energy, no circus, just something worth checking out. Now back to the circus at the reflecting pool where the media treated dead algae like a 5-alarm constitutional crisis. See, here's the detail that torches this whole scam. The Trump Interior Department didn't just say the cleanup worked, it mocked the meltdown with one line. Nobody in legacy media can live down. Interior said the crews are vacuuming dead algae resting on the bottom of the reflecting pool, just like they destroyed the Iranian Navy resting on the bottom of the Persian Gulf. That line landed because it's true on both counts. Trump's team killed the problem. CNN filmed the leftovers. And while the cameras obsessed over green water, leftist threats got serious enough that National Guard and Park Police patrols increased at the site. We've got the tweets because the public spotted the con instantly. Macy Gunnell, she says, yes, the reflecting pool is green. No, nothing went wrong.
After seeing this headline, I had to come and run and speak for myself. So yes, the headline is true. The water is green. However, I do want to assure you guys that this is actually part of the process there in the middle. You can see it back there. They're in the middle of cleaning out the pipes. So no, nothing went wrong. Don't fall for whatever liberal skew they try to pull on you. Don't be panicking. Just trust the process. It's going to look spotless again here just in a few days.
So the green water isn't some disaster. It's all part of the cleanup. Now Emily Miller shows the crew in the pool vacuuming up the dead algae and working the middle trench. So the pool is finishing vacuuming up the dead algae from the nano bubble on the sides. They're in waders. You saw the workers doing the job. Next, CNN tries to turn pipe cleanup into a gotcha, complete with its own water sample and a pool store test. Based Bandita says this: the fact that CNN investigated, then tested the color and quality of the reflecting pool water more than the billions in fraud happening in states like Minnesota and California should tell you everything you need to know about the hacks that they are. Watch this.
And we're going to scoop up a water sample to see if we can get this tested.
CNN independently took the sample of water and consulted with a pool store that regularly tests water to help read the results. It showed phosphate levels far higher than what is recommended to keep algae at bay based on estimates for a pool that holds 6.5 million gallons of water.
If there's already some phosphate fertilizer in the water, that's really opportunistic, especially for the blue-green algae that can fix nitrogen. So they are having a field day out here, probably.
The Department of Interior says they believe some of the initial problem was residual algae that had accumulated in pipes and insists the filtration system called the ozone nanobubbler is working.
So while CNN was busy cosplay investigating algae, the circus moved in. Emily Miller catches a tiny pro-algae protest at the reflecting pool because of course it did. Oh my goodness. Wow. So yes, even the protest side looked ridiculous, but the next clip shows why security is tightening, with National Guard and Park Police patrols increasing amid leftist sabotage threats. The Lincoln Memorial Reflecting Pool under increased National Guard and Park Police patrol amid leftist threats. American workers are pushing around the clock to finish the pool by July 4th, but liberals have vested interest in destroying it for some reason. Video filmed at 2:06 a.m. early this morning. So you can see the patrols around the reflecting pool, keeping the unhinged leftists at bay. And the duck. Totally unfazed. So after the overnight security push and the round-the-clock work, the Interior Department comes in with the facts. They say the nanobubbler killed the algae, the water is clear, and crews are just vacuuming the bottom clean. The advanced nanobubbler technology very effectively killed the algae that has plagued every Lincoln reflecting pool reopening, most infamously Obama's reopening since 1922. The reflecting pool water is crystal clear, and our National Park Service team is now vacuuming the dead algae resting on the bottom of some parts of the pool, just like the destroyed Iranian Navy resting on the bottom of the Persian Gulf. So here's the picture that was posted along with that from the Interior Department. So the moral verdict lands right there in one humiliating image. Workers and waiters vacuuming dead algae while CNN plays pool chemist and three pro-algae hecklers stage a toddler protest. Jake Tapper's network had energy for a water sample. CNN had energy for phosphate chatter about a 6.5 million gallon pool. CNN had energy for turning maintenance into scandal theater, but when fraud machines churn in Minnesota, when Gavin Newsom panics under scrutiny, when the left hijacks patriotic spaces, that same press corps goes limp. Donald Trump's administration restored the pool. Doug Burgum's Interior team told the country exactly what happened. The media Democrat sabotage machine still rooted for the slime. Okay, that's not journalism. That is cultural vandalism with a press badge and a camera tripod. So here's the split, okay? Here's the split on your screen and in the country. Trump's people clean, restore, secure, and finish. American crews stand in the water and do the job before July 4th. National Park Service teams vacuum the dead algae. National Guard and Park Police step up when leftist threats start circling. And on the other side, CNN scoops murky water into a sample cup. The miserable anti-American class cheers for embarrassment. And a pro-algae protest of 3 tries to turn Lincoln's front yard into a meme. It's pathetic. If anybody threatened that site or tried to sabotage that project, the Trump administration needs names, arrests, and consequences. No indulgence, no shrug. This country has had enough of people who sneer at every act of national repair. So share this with somebody who still thinks the legacy press just made an innocent mistake, because nobody independently takes pool water to a store unless they're desperate to stop a Trump win. And make sure you stay connected with us at the Next News Network. Text raw feed to 844-840-4963. We're cutting out the middleman, going direct to you. When those notifications don't arrive from YouTube, I'll send them direct. All right, continuing here. And my bad. Yeah, of course, we're celebrating. America 250 is upon us. Make sure you check out the Next News merch shelf below this video, or go to shop.nextnewsnetwork.com.
The system controls information. Information control is power. They don't want you to see this. The truth only survives together. They don't want this shared. Share this now.